I hope you know what you want to be when you get older. If you don't be immediately bothered. You have some time. Keep thinking about it and ask more questions. Let's fast forward a little. When you do get that dream job and you are doing everything in your power to impress your boss, you do not want your punctuation ability to affect your written expression and cause you to let your boss down. Or if you are your own boss, like many of us want to be, you do not want your written expression humiliating you. Or let's say you want to be a famous writer or a journalist, then you will need to be able to manipulate punctuations to express yourself clearly and stylishly. Punctuation is the part of grammar that is necessary mainly for written communication. Punctuation assists writers in expressing what they want to say. It then helps readers to interpret best what the writer is saying. When we speak, our words rise, fall, lengthen, quicken, or slow down according to what we are saying and feeling. Also, our body language is used to support what we are saying. Physical expressions are not present in written words. Instead, in some way, punctuations are used in place of physical expressions. If you write without punctuation marks, the words will be read without expression, much like we imagine a robot would talk. It is clear punctuation plays an integral part in making a writer's meaning clear, and that is because of certain conventions or rules that must be followed when composing. With that in mind, in this lesson, we will identify the use of end marks. Let's put an end to sentences. The full stop is used in the following ways. 1. To mark the end of a sentence which is not a question or an exclamation. 2. To mark the shortened forms of words. For example, the declaration, "Tea is grown in Sri Lanka," is a sentence not being a question or an exclamation. Full stops also follow many abbreviations. For example, personal names, titles, organizations and companies, addresses, states, and times. No full stop is used for abbreviations of government agencies and other widely used abbreviations. Then there are those abbreviations for units of measurements that are usually written without full stops and are also not capitalized. Be careful with IN for inch. You should use a full stop with this abbreviation to distinguish the preposition in. Make a clear note that no full stop is needed for acronyms. These are words formed from the initial letters of names. For example, UNESCO, which is a made-up word for United Nations Scientific and Cultural Organization. Pay keen attention. It is getting more interesting. Use a full stop to separate two main clauses. If not, join your clauses with conjunctions. Take a look at this example. This is not my pen. It is yours. This sentence is punctuated incorrectly. Do you recognize why? This expression is made up of two independent clauses. Independent meaning they can stand on their own. These two clauses should have been separated with a full stop or joined with a conjunction. Take a look. Next, remember, do not punctuate a dependent clause as if it is an independent clause. This is a very common mistake. Take a look. Where is the full stop? When the old woman studied the address on the envelope and had understood the message shown by it, she returned the letter to the postman. The full stop highlighted in this expression is misused. It is ending a part of the sentence that cannot stand on its own. This part of the sentence is a dependent clause. The writer has punctuated a dependent clause with a full stop. This is not acceptable. A more appropriate punctuation would have been a comma. Take a look. Also, be careful when you use then, therefore, and thus. It is best to use conjunctions before these words or start a new sentence. For example, in this sentence, the old woman looked at the envelope, then she gave it back to the postman. The comma is placed incorrectly. The writer should have used a full stop or a conjunction instead. Take a look. A comma is also accepted before and in this sentence. Two other punctuation marks can be used to end sentences. You know them. These are the question mark and the exclamation mark. The question mark is used to mark the end of a question or an interrogative sentence. For example, why are you still standing in the rain? You have to be good enough, though, to recognize when a question is indirect, because when a question is indirect, the question mark is not used. For example, I asked him why he was standing in the rain. Indirect. Then there is the exclamation mark. The exclamation mark is used to express sudden emotions or surprise. And sometimes it is used to emphasize an order. For example, what a high bridge that was. Splendid. Stop at once. Note, either a full stop or an exclamation mark can be used to end a request or a command. When a request is made through an imperative sentence, it is generally followed by a full stop. When an imperative or authoritative sentence expresses a strong command, an exclamation mark is generally used. For example, please call the dog. Request. Call the dog. Command. Until we meet again. And if the means allow, rewatch, like, and share the video.